question, sir, Sadhguru, which I have, concerns the interlinkages between art and war. This is again, this comes
art?
back between art and war, between art and nationalism. So just to set the context, in Bombay, there were certain political entities which threatened that a particular film would not be released because it involved a Pakistani actor who, by the way, was working there, was working in India legally on a government-sanctioned permit. It was argued that releasing such a film would be disrespectful to Indians and to the Indian army. And there have also been similar instances of other Pakistani actors and musicians also being prevented from working in India. Now, my question to you, Sadhguru, is that what's your stand on this? Do you see this as extra-constitutional bullying or extra-constitutional censorship because there is no law which says I cannot hire a Pakistani actor? Or do you see this as a justified patriotic concern?
See, anything that is not within the framework of law, nobody has any business to force it. The law enforcement should be able to handle it, but unfortunately that's not the reality in the country right now. Whether it is about a Pakistani artist or an Indian artist, it is not only about Pakistani. You saw this Padmavat, one big issue happening, somebody won't let you release. In Tamil Nadu it's happened many times because somebody doesn't like it. I'm saying if you don't like a bloody movie, don't watch it, that's about it. So, about India-Pakistan, there is unfortunately, there is a lot of continuous conflict happening. If it is not necessary for us, we must make a law like that. Till these things are settled, as they are saying right now, till it's settled we won't talk. Similarly, till it's settled we won't act, we won't sing, we won't do. But outside the framework of law, nobody has any business to enforce anything. Unfortunately, the way to become a leader in this country has been till now, you don't have to create anything, you don't have to build anything. You gather 100 people and block the highway for 3 days, make everybody's life miserable, you may get elected. So those of you who are shouting, you must understand this is not the way, because this is the person that he's talking about right now. People who will break the framework and do their own thing, just to have their way because they believe something. You can believe whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want, I can believe whatever I want. But we have come to an agreement that we will work within the framework of the Constitution, and that is our book right now. Other books that you read, a religious kind, nationalistic kind, whatever other kind you read, it's your personal choice, you can read whatever you want. But the nation will run by this book. If you find a flaw in this book, we have the freedom to amend the book. That's how we must go. First and foremost thing about building a prosperous nation is, we must be a law-abiding nation. If that doesn't happen, never well-being will happen to the people. Those who have the muscle will rule the nation.
So, as I understood from your answer that in case there does not exist…
Why do you interpret my answer? I think they understand.
No, so Sadhguru, you look into all aspects of the answer and you give a complete answer. Sometimes maybe it's difficult for us to understand maybe what exactly you're saying, so sometimes as a moderator, it's my duty to clarify that.
Okay, sir.
So as I understand from your answer, Sadhguru, is that what you're saying is that if there does not exist any law which prohibits Pakistani actors from not being employed in Indian
It's
cinema.
not just about that. Even where there were no Pakistani actors, many movies were not allowed to be released. There was violence on the streets. If we don't learn to put this down at the very first step, that somebody thinks they have a right to burn the buses. When the buses were burning, I called somebody who is a very responsible person in this country and asked, what the hell is happening in this country? For a cinema, you're burning 20-30 buses in some town.
Yes.
Then they said, Sadhguru, what to do, Sadhguru? These are Rajputs. All those women are dressed up like brides and waiting, over 100 of them, and they want to burn themselves. Suppose tomorrow, even if 10 of them burn themselves, it'll become an international situation that we cannot handle. Let some buses burn, Sadhguru. I said, this is some strange kind of wisdom.
That is wisdom.
But unfortunately, that is where we are. And even your national anthem question is related to this. Unfortunately, that is where the country is. Do not think just by reading law, we are some law-abiding fantastic nation. People still do things by themselves. All this… the mob justice is still going on in this country. This is not in one place. In every village there is mob justice. Only a few things have been reported. If you know Indian villages, you know in the Indian village, things are settled by the mob. Maybe sometimes directed by the panchayat or something, nobody goes to the police because it'll take a long time. Court takes 25 years. Maybe that'll be good for your living and your business, but it is not good for the people. I lose something today, if my problem is going to be settled in 25 years' time, it means nothing to me. I will gather 5 people and try to get my own justice. This is the nation we are living in. Do not be in some utopia. This is the country we are living in, where still for a whole lot of people, there is no nourishment, there is no law, there is no any kind of enforcement. They are doing their own thing. You need to create a nation out of this.
So, we'll move on to the next
Yes, sir.
question, is that, this is again on the theme of nationalism, is that there have been instances of governments spending huge amounts of money on building statues of national icon and heroes. To set the context, I am from Bombay, and a huge number of people from Mumbai, including me, see Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj as an eminent warrior and icon. That being said, the government of Maharashtra recently allocated rupees 3,600 crores for building a Shivaji statue. Sadhguru, my question is that respecting national heroes and taking pride in history is important, but should it come at the cost of spending rupees 3,600 crores, especially when you have important socio-economic issues still pending? In Bombay, there have been bridges which have, which have fallen down. There are entire families who have been killed. There are public schools which have only received 25% of the funding.
All the many things that we need to do in this country, there's not one thing or two things.
Yeah.
There are so many things we need to do in this. At this time, is it necessary to build a statue? Well, it is not my personal choice to build a big statue, but at the same time, when I inquired about this, because it kind of bothered me also when I look at the number of how much it costs, then I was told this is going to be a technology center of an experience of India and Indian culture and variety of things. They want to make it a tourist attraction of the tourist attraction in the country, Mumbai being the commercial capital. So they have some vision. I don't know how it'll pan out, because it's the government executing the vision, but they have a vision, and hopefully it'll turn out in such a way that it'll be a big tourism draw for Mumbai. Right now they feel Mumbai has commercial travelers but no tourists coming to India. Tourists coming to India avoid Mumbai for variety of reasons. They want to change that with this one project. Hopefully they do that. And Chhatrapati Shivaji is an inspiration for all the Marathis for everything. So they want to build his statue. I don't know how tall it is. How tall it is? So I don't think the main budget is for the statue, it is for the complex that they're building. They're saying it's going to be a tourist draw. If it is so…
Fine. So, I understand that we don't have clarity as to the facts as to, whether they will be able to recoup the investment or not. But there were some people who just to let you know, and then you could also give your view on this. There were some people who did statistical studies on this. They said that Taj Mahal, which is the most popular monument in India, has 25 crores coming from it annually, 25-30. And this is 3,600 crores, which means that even if you don't include the cost of maintenance, this will take 150 years just to recover.
That is very simplistic economics. I don't know why… For anything illogical, a few people are always clapping, motivated in a certain way. Please, this is very illogical economics. This is not how that project is being planned, because from what little I know, I'm not an expert on this, let me admit that I don't know much about it, but it's not only about the statue. The statue is probably to pacify a certain groups of people so that they support that and they don't, start a protest against this tourism project. The project like this will not be like… See, Taj Mahal is one ticket entry. This is not going to be like that. This is going to be many things about Indian culture, And this is not going to raise… it is not like 25 rupee ticket you pay and you enter and go. And anyway, these kind of projects, it is going to be economically viable because we've been working on the river projects with Maharashtra's finance minister. They're very, astute about money. So I'm sure they'll work out an economic module, I have no doubt about that. But beyond that, a tourism project, something that you're trying to draw people into the town, means they will stay in the hotels, they will eat, they will do many things, they'll spend money in the town. So there is… economics is in many places. So out of… just to see Taj Mahal, people to come to India, do you think just with a 50 rupee ticket they enter? For foreigners, I think it's 100 rupees or something. They enter and they go away? No, they will eat, they'll stay in a hotel, they'll buy things, Indian arts, crafts, everything sells. So it is very simplistic to look at this is gathering 25 crores, this will take 150 years. No, that's not the way to look at it.
Fine. So we'll move on to the next question, but I'm sorry, I'm indulging myself here. Even if it is not 3,600 crores, even if you are going to recover it in the future, when you have children who are dying of malnutrition, when you have schools which have only 25% public funding, wherein the rest of the 75% hasn't come, when you have this amount which is 7 times the amount which Maharashtra allocates to building rural roads…
This 3,600 crores is less than 3 months of alcohol consumption in Mumbai city. Why don't we abstain for 3 months and build the damn thing, whatever it is?
Adiyogishaya Namah.